Hi, my name is Michael Garner. I draw a online comic book called Visions of the New. You can view it at visionsofthenew.com. I've been drawing it for a while now, but I haven't been able to touch it in a while. There are explanations of that on my site, but if you do want to see it, like I said, go to visionsofthenew.com. I haven't done a video blog in a while, and even when I started the video blog, I think I only had like three. So I'm still new at this, but I kind of took a big break, or actually, a lot of things just happened in my life where I just couldn't sit down and do another video blog. So something basically took me to something actually basically kind of hit me in the butt and made me want to do it again to come back, and that was Comic Con. Even though I'm not a huge fan of Comic Con, like I haven't even gone to one yet. I should go if I want to promote my book in the future and everything like that. But I just haven't gone. I guess because when I was younger, I submitted to companies and stuff like that. And I used to talk to editors when I wanted to be a comic book penciler. And I don't know. I went through all that when I was younger so much that I just felt that I really didn't want to go back into the whole big Comic Con thing type thing. And those are only smaller conventions. I can only imagine something incredibly huge, and usually everything gets reported anyway, like the second it comes out online. So it's not like I'm missing that much, but maybe one day. But as far as everything that came out in Comic Con, there was a lot of stuff that came out that just made me go, God, I just want to sit down and finish my comic book again and go back to everything. Not that I've stopped working on it. It's just that I want to do. I want to at least get a few issues under my belt so that I can release them in a timely manner. And I said that before in one of my videos before. So it's just something I just want to do, and that's kind of the plan. And I have been working on it, done a new cover to the new issue of #1 that I'll hopefully release on Comicology this time. And also coloring the third issue and working on the fourth issue already. Okay, so stuff at Comic Con. Of course, I seem to think from everything that has been shown online and everything like that, that Wonder Woman and Justice League seem to be two of the biggest things out there right now. I mean, we have Doctor Strange and everything like that, but we already had trailers of that for a while. And we had little things of Wonder Woman, the little snippets that they showed on the CW thing a while back, showing the one, but it looked very unfinished, but this is completely finished. Um, the Wonder Woman one blew me away. I knew it was going to be good, but it was amazing that they made it work visually that way. And just to finally see her again in costume, other than Batman, Superman fighting, that was kind of epic. The choreography that they did with the lasso and the shield at the exact same time. And I know some people are like, well, we just want to use your bracelets and everything like this, but this is when Wonder Woman's starting out anyhow. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to talk about the bracelets. I mean, it's not like that's how she premiered in Batman and Superman with the costume. She jumped down and she had the bracelets on. So it's not like they're ignoring them. It'll probably be mentioned in the movie and in more detail and everything like that. But yeah, I had no problem with them taking place in World War One. People were kind of worried it was going to look like Captain America, and I think for me, I kind of felt that it would never look like Captain America because it's just a different tone, especially having a woman going out there. And I'm just happy that, like most of the fans out there, that Wonder Woman's finally getting her movie. And it's been decades and decades and decades that we've been waiting for this one, and glad it's finally happening. All right, and other stuff. And I don't think I really had any complaints about I can't think of anything in that trailer that made me go, oh, I wish they did that. Oh, I wish they did this. I just have a funny feeling of all the things. She's probably going to be flipping around tanks and throwing stuff like Superman would throw stuff, which is what I really want to see. What else? The Justice League trailer. I it's not a finished product or anything like that, so I didn't have too many big expectations of it. And when they did the whole press release, when they had everybody, all the reporters go over to, I believe it was London, wherever they're filming, to actually view some of the scenes being done, because they wanted to show the audiences that they have a little bit of a lighter tone and there's more jokes and everything. And I think you know how I feel about that, because I was one of those people who actually liked Batman Superman, so I had no problem with the tone of the movie. I thought it was a darker story, and that's what it should have been. I don't feel like any of these jokes are tacked on. I mean, Wally West or Barry Allen basically had kind of a sense of humor no matter what in the comic books. So it's not like that's something new. People, some people have been saying, oh, it's just like they're just interjecting the humor. No, they're just putting the humor where it should be anyway. So it's not a big deal. Check out the Justice League cartoon. That was Wally West, but still, that's just an example. I don't feel that having Ezra Miller be the Flash is gonna hurt anything. A lot of people seem to be convinced now that after seeing this preview that they see the difference. So once you see him, you know what Flash you're looking at, as opposed to the Flash on a TV series, which I love just like everybody else loves. But this is another universe. So in the fact that he even said the one thing, I don't know, people even like talked about the fact that he said he needed friends as a joke. That sets him completely apart because in the Flash TV show, it's all about his friends. It's kind of like the same thing as Supergirl. It's all about his friends. Those are the way that he solves problems most of the time. He can't do it without, he can't basically do his missions without his friends. And we've been seeing that this Flash has been around for a little while and he's been doing everything himself. Including, we'll find out if he makes the costume. Before I was told that Batman helps him make the costume with something from Apocalypse on it, blah, 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 blah. We'll find out. I don't like to predict too much, just like to let it come and see how it's going to work out. But I thought he did a great job acting and just like what he gave to the character just in that brief scene, you just know who he is. And everything else, Cyborg wasn't completely finished. I didn't expect him to be or anything like that. But yeah, it gave you that tone. I guess gave a lot of people a lot of hype for the future Justice League movie, which I'm excited about finally seeing. But I can wait. I'm patient. It's like I'm patient. And what else was there? I did like the Doctor Strange preview a lot. I thought they did a really good job with that, and I'm happy that Marvel's they finally gotten to the point where they got him into the Marvel universe because that introduces the whole elements of magic that they haven't been able to introduce before. I hate the fact that like with Scarlet Witch, like you didn't say that it was magic. It was like it was basically some type of kinetic force that she was using, but it was magic. She's supposed to be magic, Scarlet Witch magic. But so even if I hope if they can legally, even if they can mention something about the Avengers and everything like that, and Scarlet Witch, that would be great, just to make that connection, because she's one of the most powerful people who holds magic in the Marvel universe. Think of many storylines with her. Think of the one where she was the one at fault of changing the whole entire world and its reality. And so we figured, and even when what was it, Avengers versus X-Men, you saw how powerful she was when she was actually the only person who could actually scare and back down the Phoenix Force that was within Cyclops, the White Queen, Colossus, and all the other ones who had the separated Phoenix Forces in them. She was the only one who actually brought a glimmer of hope that the Avengers might win or that they could take down the Phoenix Force. What else? Yeah. So with Doctor Strange, yeah, I had no problem with the preview. I'm glad they're gonna really go into the whole hands thing. How he loses. Well, not a spoiler alert if you don't know Doctor Strange. He gets in a car crash and his hands are damaged, and then he tries to find somebody to help him fix his hands and blah blah blah. They'll put that all in there. By the way, just watch, if you do get a chance, if you haven't seen it, the animated Marvel movie that was released a while back when Marvel was releasing animated movies directly to DVD of Doctor Strange, because they elaborated on his origin, because originally the origin was just like a 5 little page comic book way back when Stan Lee wrote it, and they introduced a lot of different things into the Doctor Strange animated movie. And I don't think it was the greatest movie in the world, but I do think it was enjoyable, and a lot of the things that they did in there was interesting. And I think that this movie will basically tap into all that, and supposedly they're going to do more of an interconnected Marvel verse with this movie, so we'll find out and see how that actually happens and how it plays out. What else? Since I've been out of the game for a while, I wanted to go a little bit backwards. Actually, before I go backwards, I was going to go with Civil War. I do want to mention the other thing about CW. This is a big one. We all know this. That Supergirl, because of the budget and how much is like $3 million per episode, the ratings weren't as strong as they wanted them to be. I mean, they went down from, I think there was another person online who actually said it. I mean, what was it, like 10 million people a week and everything like that that Supergirl's raking in, if you actually count the the DVR people who go back and watch it. So it's not like Supergirl was doing awful, but they projected it to do a lot more. So it was renewed, but then they decided to put it on the CW, which is kind of a dream thing for most people. For me, it is, because I said that I like the Supergirl TV show, and I'm not going back from that. I think that they did a good job for what they could do. But my mindset is that I always think about what station it's on and what the stations allow. Like if it was on Fox, I would expect Supergirl to look a certain way. Since it was on CBS, I knew Supergirl was going to be bright, it's going to be happy. They wouldn't be able to push the envelope, if you want to say that, because they don't really allow that on those stations, on network stations. They kind of want to make everybody happy. And being on CW, you know that it'll have that younger angle, which isn't even necessarily the thing. It's just the fact that they do push the envelope. They will go there with the character. They will go to that dark point that you may not have seen before. So that is something I'm happy that is probably most likely going to happen. And also they made the announcement that Derek, I can't remember his real name, but Derek from the character Derek from Teen Wolf is going to be playing Superman. They're bringing Superman on. That's great. I mean, obviously it'll probably garner more ratings and everything like that and bring him into the fold, but it's nice to see that we can actually get to see Superman beside her and everything like that, because I think the only thing that it will do will be to help her story. I don't think it's going to take anything away from her, because Supergirl is a different character, despite I know she basically wearing the same costume with a skirt, but she is a different character, and I think a lot of people know that. And it'll be fun to see the fact that they're now going to be able to cross over Supergirl, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and all those shows, Arrow, in a whole week. And they have like 4 days of a DC lineup now. This is like kind of a dream for most of us who never even got to have that many superhero shows when they were younger. So it's going to be great to see that. And things like, I don't know, for me, like being able to see the people I grew up with, like the original Flash, and how they killed off him in The Flash the last season because he played the father of Barry Allen. But it was cool that they made him into, which I was hoping they made him into the other Flash, because that's basically kind of like bringing it all full circle again. It's like, okay, he used to play the Flash, now he's going to play the Flash again, but he's going to play Gary, the older Flash, and it's kind of just like the hands down thing. It's like, okay, he's still there, and he's more significant now because he is a Flash. And he's also part of the Justice Society, and they're bringing all that in, so that's going to be a whole big world of complications, and I can't wait to see it and what they actually do, because I think they'll do a really good job of this. And I really can't wait to see the next season of Supergirl, because I can't even imagine the stuff that they're going to put on it now. They may not have the budget they used to have, but I always say this, and I'm like, I said that the Supergirl series, I thought visually it was incredible, because she did things that they never did on TV before, and I don't think they give credit for that. Just the flying work, lifting large object buildings and everything like that, how she like supported the whole building, fights, aerial fights, and just the complicated special effects that they did on that show. And some people are like, oh, it wasn't that great, but I'm like, for a TV show, that was incredible. A lot of the visuals that they did with her. It's one thing if you do like a spaceship like Star Trek, big Star Trek fan, so we won't go there right now, but with Star Trek there's a big difference. It's not like there's a human flying out in space, it's a spaceship. That special effect is a bit more simpler than when you incorporate a human body and the anatomy of it in doing certain things. Weight distribution, stuff like that, how the character can act and everything. Get me sweaty, it's hot in here. Should have turned on the AC. But yeah, I think that even though they're not going to have as much money, because supposedly it was $3 million, like I said, per episode, it's probably going to knock down to like 500,000 or maybe less. Or even if it's in the 2 millions, which I heard that was the case, then that would be better. But still, they won't be able to do certain things. But I think with everything that happened on Legends of Tomorrow, we had the two Hawks, Hawkman, Hawkgirl, flying around constantly with their wings. So it's not like we're not going to have the flight thing going on. And we even had a Firestorm bursting into flames every now and then and just flying in complete scenes throughout the whole episode. So it's not like the special effects aren't capable. And even like the Atom, I just thought of that now, even when there's an Arrow and everything like that. They did a good job of his flight. They did a good job of his special effects. It's not like they can't do it. It's just that they have to do it differently. Maybe a little bit darker, which is always fine. But I think that it will look good still. and it won't be as bright and happy, which is kind of the thing I don't want them to do. Um, what else? All the shows on CW. That's it. Happy. I don't think anybody has a complaint about the Flash, and they did the trailer at the Comic-Con for the Flash third season. Looks good. Made you kind of choke up. I agree with everybody on that one. What else on CW? What else? Okay, skipping from the CW thing. Happy about that. I'm a big DC boy. I want to go back a little bit more to also well, didn't get to see Star Trek yet. Want to see Star Trek. It came out this past weekend. Big Star Trek person. So I can't really comment on that quite yet. So I'll go way back into like Civil War. I just want to say something because I never got to say anything about Civil War. I did like the film. I did like the fact that Spider-Man was in his old costume because I wasn't a big fan of the Tobey Maguire costume. Spider-Man with a raised spider. It always got on my nerves. And I think I might have said in another video blog before that I was never a huge Spider-Man movie fan. I went to see them all the day they came out and everything, but I thought they were a little bit corny. And I understand they were trying to do a certain thing back then, but I hope that with like Spider-Man Homecoming, that it's going to be good. It's probably going to be like the Ultimate Spider-Man from the Ultimate Universe because he's so young. I think he's like 16 or something like that. They're saying that he is. I don't like what they're doing with Aunt May, her being that young and sexy, but that's perfectly fine. I mean, you want to update it, that's fine. But I think it works better when she's just older. It brings more resonance to it and everything. So, but they'll probably do a good job, like they always do. What else about Civil War? Civil War, yeah, I thought it was fine. I just didn't. For me, because of the way that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is played out, you can't have it obviously be anything like the comic book. So it basically wasn't for me. The only battle there that was like the comic book would be Captain America and Iron Man. You didn't see Thor come back from the dead because he was dead in the comic book, and then they made a clone and blah blah blah. All this stuff happened in the comics, but it was completely different in the comic books. And a lot of people were like, no, it's like Civil War. I'm like, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. It was their version was good though. They did a good job of condensing the story and integrating the Winter Soldier in there in a way that made it more how can I put this, more emotional, especially for the Iron Man part. If you didn't see the Civil War, I doubt that you haven't, but if you didn't, I won't say the ending of that part, but I think they did a good job of that, and I was kind of surprised. So that was when Civil War came out. I didn't say anything about that. Also saw the Tarzan movie. Good job. I've always wanted to see the aristocratic Tarzan, the one who came out of everything that was in the forest and everything like that and came back into society and integrated himself there, and how he could just go from being very civilized and very refined and then at a drop of a hat fight a gorilla and get really, really animalistic. That was something that I was waiting for ever since I was a kid, because they never really did that. Like back in like the black and white movies and Tarzan movies, like they never really did it that way. And I remember reading about that in comic books and everything like that, and books and everything about how the aristocratic Tarzan was. But to finally see it happen on film, I thought it was amazing. And even the whole plot of the story, they just did a really good job of integrating that into something for 2016 to work. At the beginning, I was a little bit annoyed with the girl who plays Jane. I know I've seen her in thousands of other things, but like I was like, she kind of sucks. But as the movie progressed, like after like 15 minutes, I was like, okay, I get why they're doing this way. And they explained even her backstory and everything, that she went up growing up with Tarzan, and it made sense. It made it you felt for her and you felt for the character, and they made her strong without making her too strong, because you wanted to be more of a Tarzan thing, and they made her vulnerable the same way. So Tarzan, that's another thumbs up. That was a good movie. Went to see it with friends too, and they liked it. Everybody liked that movie. It was kind of surprising because I really didn't want to see it. I was going to wait for it to come on video, but had nothing to do that weekend, so we did that, and it was good. A couple other things I forgot to mention. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., since they announced at Comic-Con that Ghost Rider's coming in, I'm really happy that they have a actual superhero coming in, because that's something I think that they need a little bit. But I have been overall happy with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. after season 1. Season 1, I wanted it to get canceled. I hated it. I thought the acting was fine, but I hated it. And the whole Ward thing at the end just didn't even do anything for me. I didn't even care. I was like, that's cool, but yeah, I just don't care. So like everybody else, when Bobby came in and everything like that, girl who was originally supposed to be Wonder Woman from the Wonder Woman TV series that didn't even get picked up, you know, as a pilot, and we never got to see it. But it's okay because now we got Gal Gadot playing it. I really like after the first season, second season, when they brought Bobby in and everything and all the other characters, that it was just, I thought they did a really good job of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I was hoping she would eventually just become Mockingbird and we'd be able to see her in full costume and she'd be that superhero, but they didn't do that. They tried to make a spinoff, and the spinoff didn't even get picked up. So putting Ghost Rider in it, even though I'm not going to see, I don't know how they're going to connect it, I think that that's a good thing. They need some type of a strong hero that's not already interconnected with the Marvel Universe, the cinematic universe. He had 2 movies, but they didn't do too well with Luke Cage. But they made money, but not enough to garner anymore. So I'm happy for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. next season. I can't wait to see that because they've been doing a good job. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. I love the first season of Jessica Jones. Love Daredevil, season 1 and 2. Problem with the season 2 that I didn't like about Daredevil is just the Elektra part, because I want to see the classic things that happen, like Bullseye killing her. But the difference in how they made her character on the TV program, I thought it was really a really different take, and I thought it was a good job of how they did it. It was good progression and their relationship, and they made the relationship work. The Luke Cage trailer, I thought it was good. It's just a small trailer and everything. That's what Luke Cage should be. Everybody wants him to be him. No problems there. Iron Fist, I don't think people should judge it. They just put something together really quick. Everybody's like, we didn't get enough information. It's supposed to be a teaser. I don't know what you want from it. We'll find out when it happens. And last but not least, you know I'm a Batman Superman fan because I'm a big DC comic person. I didn't have the problem with the movie that some people had, and I know there are people on my side. But a lot of the people who did have a problem with the movies won a little bit, so that's the reason why they're lightening up the movies a little bit more, and they're injecting some more humor and all that stuff. I'm not, as long as they do it fine, like what they did with the Justice League preview, it looks like they're doing the right way. They're still keeping it a DC comic. And you know, they did that even in Justice League, the animated series. They had humor in there and everything like that, and it works. So I think that they'll make that work. But when the extended edition of Batman Superman came out, which is called the Ultimate Edition, they added the 30 minutes in that had to be taken out, that Zack Snyder wanted to actually be in a movie. I didn't have a problem with it. I thought that the scenes were good. It lengthened more of the talking and the characters and everything. It humanized, I guess, Superman a little bit more, because like when he talked to his mother, I thought that was a good pivotal point, and he extra added footage because you got to see the relationship with his mother again and get reminded. And it kind of made you feel for him a little bit more, even though I felt for him in a regular theatrical edition, but okay. The 30 minutes basically for me, how can I put this? I didn't get it why people didn't understand that they took that stuff out because they thought that the audience would be able to figure it out anyway. And when they put that stuff in for the Ultimate Edition, that's something that kind of annoyed me just a little bit, just because I felt that I already knew that information. I felt that I knew that Superman was set up. I knew what Lex Luthor's motives were. I don't get it. I felt like a lot of people were like, oh my God, it blew my world. It like changed me. Now I understand the reason why this happened. I felt for some reason they didn't get it when they saw the original movie. I don't get it. I thought that it was there. I thought it was clear. But also I'm a fan and everything like that. But I always, when I go to see a movie, I always try to view it from the eyes of somebody who's never seen it before. And I think I do a pretty damn good job of that. And this one, I was really blown away by how people reacted to it. I'm like, I didn't think that it was bad. I thought it was a good movie. But this one has changed the minds of a lot of the skeptics. A lot of people didn't like Batman Superman. That's a good thing, I guess. It worked. It's not going to change everybody's opinion, but the movie happened. That's all we can say. And I think that's it. I think I finally did it. I think I went through every single thing. Well, I hope if you guys can, if you do like my video blogs, and hopefully I'll keep more coming in. And I keep saying this, but I'll talk more about my comic book and show more stuff and everything too, even stuff like back from when I was a little kid in high school when I drew that. Those are some original characters I created back then too. They will be appearing in my comic book eventually. I will talk more about my comic book next time, and hopefully some more comic book news. And if you can subscribe to my page, that would be great if you like it. And if you have any comments or anything, just leave them right below. If I can answer them in the next video blog, I will. Glad to debate it out too, because like I said, big geek, I just hold it in really bad, but I can let it out. So until next time, hope you guys have a great weekend.